Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. On behalf of DHA Education System, I welcome you all in the class of accounting. The subject code is 7707, class Cambridge 1, week 7. Hope you all are fine and enjoying the blessings of Ramadan in this lockdown. Comes to today's topic and session and objectives. Today's session topic is trial balance, and the learning objectives are: number 1, what is a trial balance? Number 2, the trial balance period built in error checking. Number 3, where is the trial balance period in the accounting cycle? Number 4, trial balance example calculations for creating a trial balance. Number 5, trial balance results becomes the new income statement and balance sheet. Number 6, finding, adjusting and fixing trial balance errors. Trial balance finds some but not all the mistakes. Number 7, which errors does the trial balance reveal? And number 8, which balance does not trial balance reveal? So let's begin. What is a trial balance? At the end of a reporting period, accountant creates a trial balance from all the active accounts to see if total debits equal to total credits and imbalance between total signals and error in the system. The trial balance highlights a well-known advantage of double entry system built in error checking. Trial balance and trial balance period refer to an error checking step in the accounting cycle. The terms have meaning only in companies that use a double entry system. Means the companies which use the procedure of double entry system, they will make a trial balance for their companies. Now, where is trial balance situated in the accounting cycle? In the accounting cycle, as I have told you in the beginning, the accounting cycle begins from the transaction, right? When we have the transactions, that is the source document. After having the transaction, we make the entry, and that entry will have some account as the debit account and some other account as the credit account. And after doing the entry, we will make the proper T accounts and the day books or the journals for that particular transaction, and then we post those transactions into the ledgers which are called as the T accounts. Then we close the T accounts at the end of every accounting cycle by applying the 5 main steps of balancing of the ledgers or the T accounts, and make the list of all the accounts which are available in that accounting period, and from those lists we extract a trial balance into the business, and this trial balance gives the foundation for the preparation of the financial statements, and the financial statements are income statement and balance sheet, which is included in your syllabus. The accounting cycle starts with the transactions, means any type of transaction that may be purchase, acquisitions, expense, payment, borrowing, scale, sales, closing, revenue received, bad debts, dividends, any type of transaction. We enter all the transactions into the journal. Journal is your chapter 17. Here you can keep in mind that all the transactions are entered, and we make the appropriate T accounts for those transactions, and after balancing those T accounts and ledgers, we make the extract of the trial balance, which gives the foundation for making the financial statements. Financial statements includes cash flow statement, income statement and balance sheet. We have 2 statements in our syllabus, that is income statement and balance sheet. The trial balance uses data from all the firm's open journal ledger accounts. The trial itself compares 2 sums, total debits and total credits. When the firm applies double entry principles correctly, total debits from all accounts must equal to the total accounts of the total credits of the accounts. A mismatch between trial debit and credit sums means that one or more accounts includes errors or omissions or mistakes in their calculations. When the trial balance fails, accountants search for several kinds of errors that might cause the mismatch. Firstly, a debit entry in one account did not bring an equal and offsetting credit entry in other. Secondly, some transactions either did not enter the system or else appear in an appropriate account. And thirdly, account balance calculations include other errors in data entry or mathematical calculation errors. The trial balance test incidentally is not comprehensive error checking. Quite a few other kind of errors can enter the system while leaving total debits equal to total credits. As a result, the trial balance period calls for several different types of error checking beside the trial balance itself. What happens when the trial balance does not balance? The trial balance period is the time between final posting to the ledgers and transfer of account balances to the financial statements, and they also to search for errors for the trial balance overlooks. The firms would prefer instead to make mistakes in itself during the trial balance period than having internal auditors find out the mistakes before the publishing of the financial statements. Total debits must equal to total credits. The debits and credits total in the trial balance must match to the new income statement and the balance sheet correctly. Also, they must enter the correct material errors, errorless amounts. Also, they must find and fix other material errors underlying the account balances during the trial balance period as well. Trial balance period also include reconciliation. Note that the trial balance period also includes reconciliation. This is the process of checking account balances against other sources. Bank statement should also agree with the ledger balances for the cash account, for instance, and liability accounts for bank loans should coincide with the ledger account statements and so on. Means in the trial balance, all the information which is included into the accounts must match with the other accounts as well. The bank reconciliation you people will study in detail in C2 inshallah. Good reason for rigorous error checking. Board members and corporate officers have good reason to be very sure that the error checking is rigorous and thorough. The firm's financial statements will appear, for instance, in the annual report to the shareholders. As you people are studying and discussing into the business also, the board of directors at the end of every financial year present the financial statements of the business into the annual journal meeting, and those financial statements will be available for all the stakeholders, and stakeholders includes all the competitors, companions, tax authorities, regulatories, bond ratings, firms, potential suppliers, etc, and they use our financial statement information for their further decision making. So we should give them the true picture, and for giving them the true picture, our financial statement should be errorless. and for making the errorless financial statements, our trial balance should be appropriate and errorless. Now, building the trial balance example calculations. The trial balance calculation has in view very active account from the company's chart of accounts and journal ledger. Trial balance results will be the basis for the will give the foundation for the financial statements. Note that each account carries one kind of balance, either the debit balance or the credit balance. The table registered debit and credit balances in separate columns with one column total in the table's bottom. Now, the table balance set of course occurs in the table's bottom row where the two kind of totals either match or do not match. Note that this calculation does not require adding up every debit and every credit transaction from every account. The same results appear from merely adding the account balances from the journal ledger. Example of the account balance. Let's suppose we have the T account of cash on hand and we are having the balance of that particular account, and we are having the debit balance of this particular account. Now we will mention this amount, the debit amount, into the trial balance chart, right? A ledger T account for one account cash on hand for several day transactions. Cash on hand is an asset account, and this means that debit increases its balances and credit decreases the account balance. This asset account therefore is said to carry a debit balance. Note that total debit and total credits to a single account are not necessarily equal, either for a period or the account's entire history. Note especially that the difference between the debit and credit total across the account's history represent the current account balance, as we have done the balancing of the accounts in the previous session. Now, debit and credit impacts in different kind of accounts. The five major account types shows debit balances, whereas the other three account shows the credit balances. Note that the five account types belong to two higher level categories. These categories are as follows. The first one is the balance sheet or the statement of financial position. This includes asset accounts, liability accounts, and equity accounts. These three account type makes possible the balance sheet or the statement of financial position having the formula assets equal to liabilities plus equities. And secondly, we have the income statement accounts, and in this statement account we have two type of accounts: revenue accounts and expenses accounts. These two accounts makes possible the income statement of income statement equation, and the equation is income is equal to revenue minus expenses. If our revenue is greater than expenses, means we are in the profit state, or if our expenses are greater than the revenues, means we are in loss state. The type of accounts: asset accounts, when they are increasing they have the debit balance, when they are decreasing they have the credit balance. Liabilities, when they are increasing they have the credit balance, when they are decreasing they have the debit balance. Equity, decreasing debit balance, increasing credit balance. Revenues, decrease debit balance, increase credit balance. And expense, increase debit balance, decrease credit balance. This chart I have discussed with you people in the previous sessions as well. Now, finding and fixing errors. Trial balance finds some but not all the errors, right? If the debit and credit credit balance total do not match in the trial balance exercise, there is an accounting error somewhere in the account balances. The firm will try to find the mistakes responsible for the mismatch and correct them before publishing the financial statements. During the trial balance period, accountants will also search for and try to fix other kind of accounting errors that the trial balance does not reveal. Any material errors in the account balances they do not find or fix before publishing the financial statements may result in an external audit. Means if we are not able to find out the mistake by ourselves, we are inviting the external auditors to come and check our books for the finding out the errors. This is the extract or an example of a trial balance. In the trial balance, we mention the name of the business. That may be ABC Limited, that may be XYZ or company. Means we mention the name of the business, then we write the statement, that is trial balance, and we mention the date, that on which date we are making the trial balance. After that, we make the 3 columns. The first column is the account title, the second column is debit, and the third one is credit. We mention all the account titles which we have made on the result of the transactions which has occurred in the previous financial year, and we mention all the account titles over here. And after mentioning the account titles, we mention the amount of which we get after closing those accounts. If we get the debit balance, we will mention the amount into the debit column, and if we are getting the balance in the credit, we will mention the amount into the credit column. We list all the accounts like this, and at the end we have the 2 different columns, debits and credits. In the end, we add up all the debits and all the credits. If the both debit and credit amounts grand tot is equal, it means that we have create the correct trial balance. And if the both amounts do not match, it means there some problem has made. As I have shown, the title provided at the top shows the name of the entity and the accounting period and for which the trial balance has been prepared. Account title shows the name of the accounting ledgers from which the balance have been extracted. Balances relating to the asset and expenses are represented in the left column, debit side, whereas those relating to the liabilities, income and equity are shown to the right column, credit side. The sum of all the debits and credit balances are shown at the bottom of their respective columns, right? Now, when we prepare the trial balance for a particular business, this trial balance becomes the foundation for the financial statements. And financial statements which are included in your syllabus are statement of financial position or balance sheet or income statement. Here I want to share an advice with you people. If you people want to make a career in accounts and finance field, please learn the formats of income statement and balance sheet by heart, because these formats are according to GAAP. GAAP is the abbreviation of Generally Accepted Accounting Principles, which you people will discuss and learn in chapter 12 inshallah. Means these formats are accepted all over the world and the formats will not change. If you will learn the formats by heart, then you people will make the income statement or balance sheet of any company by having their trial balance in your hand, right? In the income statement, we have the formula income is equal to revenue minus expenses. In revenues, when we minus the cost of goods sold from that, we get the amount of gross profit, and when we get the amount of gross profit, we subtract all the operating expenses from that, and we able to get the amount of net profit. We will discuss the income statement in the next session in detail, but the formula will remain the same, right? And in the balance sheet, we have the formula, that is assets equal to liabilities plus capital. We add up all the assets. We have the two categories, current assets and the non-current assets. We add up all the accounts appropriately, and we get the grand total of all the assets, and then we get the total of total liabilities and equity. If we have the balance of this, we have made the correct financial statement, right? The next, I have shown you the specimen balance sheet, right? This is the example of a horizontal balance sheet or the statement of financial position. On the other slide, on the next slide, I have shown the vertical display of the balance sheet for you people. The formula is same, right? But in the previous one, we were showing into the horizontal form, whereas in this one we are showing the information in the vertical form, but the format is the same, right? This is my advice, to learn these two formats, income statement and balance sheet, by heart if you want to score the good grades into the accounts in O levels and in future also. Now come to the review exercise 5.1. Enter the following items into the appropriate debtor accounts, right? Your customer accounts only, do not write up other accounts. Then balance of each of these personal accounts at the end of the month, right? Keep your answers with you, and this will give you the foundation for the trial balance. Means you will enter all the transactions, right? Then you will make the T accounts, and after making the T accounts, at the end of the month you will apply the 5 steps for the balancing of the accounts. Then you will make the account list, how many accounts are available for you people, and which account is giving you the debit balance and which account is giving you the credit balance. And then in the format of trial balance, you will apply all the information and then add up the both columns, right? Please attempt this question. I have shared the solution with you people in the slides. It is advised to attempt this question independently by yourself too, to get the better understanding. Now, the limitations of a trial balance. Trial balance only confirms that the total of all the debit balances match the total of all the credit balances. The trial balance total may agree in spite of errors. An example would be an incorrect debit entry being offset by an equal credit entry. Likewise, a trial balance gives no proof that certain transactions have not been recorded at all, because in such case, both debit and credit sides of a transaction would be omitted, causing the trial balance totals to still agree. Type of accounts errors and their effects on trial balance are more fully discussed in the section of suspense account. You people will study the suspense account in C2 in very detail, and there you people will do the adjustments also. There you people will get the concept of accrued and prepaid expenses, accrued accounts and the prepaid accounts. You people will get the detailed description and idea in C2 inshallah. At this point, the concept should be clear to you people that we have the 5 type of accounts, right? And those accounts should give the appropriate trial balance equal total, right? Now the questions from the trial balance which can be included in your exam, there may be three type of questions. Number one, you have the requirement will be the examiner can say you prepare the trial balance. So the information which will be given to you people, that will be transactions. Transaction will be given to you people, and you people will be required to prepare the trial balance for that particular business. So how you will attempt that question? You will enter all the transactions, then you people will make the T account or the ledgers, then you will balance all the T accounts or ledgers, and then make the list of those accounts, and then make the format of the trial balance. You will enter all the information and do the calculations, right? This may be the one of the question which can come in your exams, where the trial balance is your product, right? The other type of question which can come in your exam, that is prepare the financial statements, means income statement and balance sheet, and trial balance will be given you as an input, right? The information in the trial balance you people will use and apply those information into the formats of statement of financial position and income statement, and you people will make the output of statement of financial position, means balance sheet or income statement, right? Means from trial balance is lies in between, right? Means ki trial balance may be your final answer also, and that can be your question also, right? Till chapter number 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, these chapters includes the concepts, the transactions will be given to you, and the end product will be trial balance. Whereas chapters 7, 8, 9 and 10, the trial balance will be your input and the output will be the financial statements. We will discuss these chapters in detail into the future sessions, right? And the third question which can come in your exam, that are the conceptual MCQs in your paper 1 on this topic. The next topic which we will discuss in the next session, that will be income statement. We will discuss the format of the income statement and how we can make the income statement and all the calculations. Let's take a quick recap what we have done in today's session. We discussed the trial balance. We discussed the trial balance period, where the trial balance period in the accounting cycle situated. Then we discussed the trial balance example calculations for creating a trial balance. Then we discussed the trial balance results, give the foundation for the income statement and balance sheet. Then we discussed the finding, adjustments and fixing of the trial balance, and then we discussed the trial balance can find out some of the mistake errors, and sometimes it cannot find out the mistakes, right? The home assignments which I am giving you people after today's session are: read the whole chapter number 6 thoroughly and highlight the important points. And number 2, complete the worksheet based on the review exercises and try to attempt it, right? The transactions will be given to you people, and you people will apply all the procedures: entry, then making the T accounts, then balancing of those accounts, then make the list, and then in the end you people will make the trial balance. Try to attempt the worksheet, and at the end of this week I will share the answer of this worksheet with you people on DHA portal. Please match your answer accordingly. For your questions to solve your ambiguities, you can contact me on rumana_aziz2003@yahoo.com. So stay home, stay safe, do the scheduled studies, offer namaz regularly, follow the instructions of your parents, hoping for the good days. Take care. Allah Hafiz.